Hey there, and welcome to week 5. What I want to do really quickly in this video is just go over sleep and give you a little bit more context in terms of the information that you're going to encounter in this week's material. So, sleep is possibly the single most effective thing that we can do every day to kind of help our brain and our body reset. Um, and if we understand sleep better, you might be able to kind of increase both the quantity and the quality of the sleep that we're getting. So, um, first of all, what exactly is sleep? Now, in at least in humans, sleep is kind of separated into two categories. So, on the one hand, we have non rapid eye movement sleep, or also known as non REM sleep. And then on the other hand, we have something called REM sleep or rapid eye movement sleep. Now, in non-REM sleep, we've kind of separated this into four distinct stages. And as you can see up here on the screen, unimaginatively, as with a lot of things in psychology, we just name it stage 1 through 4. And they kind of increase in sleep depth as you move through them. So generally, what happens as you move through stage 1 and 2 and 3 and then 4, your heart rate kind of begins to drop and your body temperature begins to drop, and then your electrical brainwave activity begins to kind of calm down as we enter kind of these lighter stages of non REM sleep. And then all of a sudden, as we progress further into non rapid eye movement sleep, stages 3 and 4, the brain suddenly starts to erupt, as you can see up here, with these massive, kind of gigantic, powerful brain waves. And in terms of our body and our immune system, they kind of get recharged and refreshed, and our cardiovascular system goes through this wonderful kind of makeover. And um, uh, in deep non-REM sleep, we also start to consolidate our memories, meaning that all of the day's events and the things that you learned and the new skills that you're trying to pick up, your brain kind of takes those and uh, fixes them into the neural architecture of the brain. So it basically organizes these memories and puts it where they kind of fit in neatly, and where you've already got some knowledge. And so it makes it easier to remember those things. Um, that's really what non REM sleep is all about. What about REM sleep, though? So, the second most common type of sleep is REM sleep. And it's during REM sleep that we have the most kind of vivid psychedelic dreams. So, this is where dreaming occurs. And as you can see, the brain really starts to activate. If you on your screen right now, you can see these three brain scans that you can kind of compare. If you look at the awake state versus a normal sleep, the other sleep stages, and then REM sleep, all of a sudden there's all this crazy activation in the brain, and that's what we associate dreaming with. During REM sleep, we kind of we get this emotional first aid almost. It's where your brain tries to process all the events that are happening throughout the day. If you're going through a stressful situation in your life, it's going to try to process that. It's also during REM sleep that our creativity gets boosted, and your brain kind of stitches all of your knowledge together, and so it tries to problem solve for you while you're sleeping. And oftentimes, this really crazy phenomenon happens where you wake up and all of a sudden you found a solution to a previously really difficult problem that you were facing either in your life or in the context of your life or whatever. So that your brain is actively trying to problem solve while you're sleeping. Now, quickly just returning to the two types of sleep. It turns out that while we're sleeping, our non REM and our REM are kind of engaged in this battle for brain dominance throughout the night, with the battle being won and lost about every 90 minutes. So, around every 90 minutes, that's how long it takes for you to go through a sleep cycle, meaning you go through stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and then REM sleep. Uh, and so every 90 minutes, this kind of battle takes place where each stage of sleep is trying to dominate your brain and wants to participate in these 90 minutes, and it wants you to spend the most time in each one of these stages. However, the ratio of non-REM and REM sleep cycles within those 90-minute periods also vary throughout the night. So what that means is you spend more time, or the majority of those 90 minutes early in the night, you kind of spend in stages 3 and 4 of non-REM sleep. So it's a lot more, it's a much deeper sleep early on. And then as you progress through the night, it kind of balances out. And then the majority of those 90-minute cycles are now made up of a lot more REM or the dream sleep, and also kind of stage 2 of non-REM sleep, which is that lighter kind of non-REM sleep. And it turns out that um, if you understand this, and if you understand how sleep is organized, um, this has some real life ramifications. So let's take an example. Let's consider somebody who goes to bed maybe at 10 p.m. and they get up at 6 a.m., giving them an 8-hour sleep window. However, let's say this person has to get up early in the morning for whatever reason. Maybe they have an early morning meeting, or they just want to get a head start on the day, or they decided they're going to start going to the gym. And so as a result, they have to wake up at 4 a.m. rather than 6. So how many hours of sleep have they missed? Generally, they sleep 8 hours. Now they wake up at 4. They're only sleeping they're losing 2 hours, only sleeping 6. So they've lost about 25% of their sleep in just 2 hours out of an 8-hour night's sleep. Yes and no. So technically, yes. Mathematically, yes, they've missed 25% of their total sleep. But because REM sleep occurs primarily in that second half of the night, especially in the last few hours, they could have lost as much as maybe 50%, 60%, even 70% of their total REM sleep. And so understanding what sleep is and how sleep is structured has real world implications. Because, as you remember, REM sleep is maybe one of the most important stages of sleep. They're all important, but if you deprive somebody of REM sleep, there's a lot of negatives that are attributed to that, which you'll learn about as you go through this week's material. So as you progress through this week's material, you kind of discover that all about the benefits of these various stages of sleep, and also some of the drawbacks that kind of occur when you don't receive enough of them. All right, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching.